Welcome back, everybody. If you caught the video a few days ago, right? Same background. I felt, you know what? We're talking about GTA again, and it's a little bit more depressing than the rumor we talked about a few days ago. Felt it made sense to keep the same background. All right. So, last we talked, GTA 6 was coming out. The rumor, of course, right? February, I think February 18th or something like that, 2025. Okay, mark your calendar, but don't really mark them. But that's what we discussed it. Okay, and I had discussed, all right, does it make sense? And I mean, it does make sense. Ultimately, it makes a lot of sense. But now we have a Kotaku article, and it is Kotaku, so of course take it with a grain of salt, maybe even some extra salt from Kotaku. However, we're still waiting on some things from them to be right. They've talked about the Black Flag remake, right? And they might have one or two workers in there that know their stuff and have their sources in the gaming industry. They might be right. We'll just have to kind of wait and see. So what this basically is talking about the game that 2025, early 2025 is the goal, okay? The goal is early, which February lines up, so I think you can maybe still stay on that. Their goal is early 2025. They talk about, okay, there's the mandate, right? That workers have to go back in and work at the office versus, away. And we had talked about that one too, right? Sensitive topic for sure. But their reason, if it is true, a lot of it is to prevent any future hacks, any future, trouble with that kind of stuff. Well, Kotaku reported that it is that, but there's also this growing belief inside Rockstar that they're not going to be able to ship it when they want to, right? That it's going to get delayed. Hence, also another reason why they're going in and working at the office. So that's new, right? Originally, the big one was kind of security reasons, right? They want to keep everything in, say, one building so that people aren't, a kid isn't leaking their dad's laptop and saying, here's the game. We don't want that to happen anymore, right? Keeping it all in the office. And that does make sense. I mean, I get the work from home stuff, especially in the game industry, but I would understand Rockstar, even Take-Two, them being kind of scared about it. I would actually get that. So, again, the new part being, well, it's not just that, but they also feel the game might actually, it might get delayed, right? So they want all hands on deck. Let's get to the studio, let's get to the office, and let's finish this thing. So that's part one. So part two is spring or even early 2025 is the goal, but it might get moved to fall of 2025, and there's a worst case scenario, kind of an emergency plan, where it would be 2026. Okay, I mean, here I do want to say one thing. It is very believable. It's very believable, and I think Kotaku would be potentially right on this. It's also, to play devil's advocate, it would not be hard for anybody under the sun to predict this, right? We've classically talked about Rockstar that this is, Red Dead, GTA. They do this. They have a window, and then it gets pushed, and it can get pushed actually quite far, right? So, again, I actually do kind of want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I think they might be right. But it also would not be hard, and I just want to say that, would not be hard to predict that. Anybody. I could have done it. You could have done it. Anybody could, on Twitter, on YouTube, whatever. So I guess that's really honestly all I kind of want to say. What ends up happening, I'll kind of just take the middle. So they want it to come out in the spring or early. Worst case scenario is, say, the same time but in 2026. That's quite a leap, right? That's 2 years away. 2 years. I know people will always do the meme or the whatever about they only have to stay around. People have to stay alive. They can't be eliminated from planet Earth. You only have to stay alive for a year and a half. Now you're having to do it for 2 years. I don't know if some people can do it. I don't know if people are going to make it 2 years. But all right, I'm going to take the middle and I'll say, let's just do fall. I think that makes sense because, and I've always said, thought, whatever, that maybe it would be this fall, like November, December. Maybe that was their earliest original plan was this fall, and then it would get delayed and maybe delayed again. So I think came out next September, next October. I mean, you have GTA 5 to go back on. You have Red Dead 2 to go back on, which was, I believe, October, right? I mean, as we've talked about, doesn't really matter. GTA 4 was in the spring. Red Dead 1. They're all over the place, right? And ultimately, they can sell the game the day before, on Christmas Eve. They can sell it on Easter for all they can. You know what I mean? It doesn't really matter, but I mean, there are probably times that are better than others. So yeah, I'll predict maybe next fall with all this reporting, happening. But that's my opinion. You guys let me know in the comments. Let me know. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. Of course, if there's any other GTA rumors or leaks or news, I'll be sure to cover it on the channel, okay? Take care, and I'll see you all on the next one.